Coffee with Will, brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Grande Hospital, Anything Digital, EONI, and SeaBrite Dentistry. And today I'm here with Melinda Hassenger, like passenger. And she is here to talk to me a little bit about her infatuation with cooking, a lifetime of infatuation with cooking, and also what she's doing with it today. So thank you so much for joining me here today, Melinda.
Thank you, Will, for inviting me.
No problem. Also, tell me a little bit about how you came to cooking and why you love it so much.
Well, I think I remember starting out with cooking in my grandma's kitchens, and both my grandmas on both sides, and just really enjoying it and really finding joy, and I just really liked it. So I continued to, and I even in high school applied and was accepted to culinary arts school.
Ooh, fancy.
But yeah, I ended up postponing that so I could pursue like book studies, I guess, anyway. And then life happened, and I forgot about that. So, but I've always found joy and really enjoyed cooking.
Oh, cool. Very cool. So tell me a little bit maybe about your favorite experience that you can remember cooking with your grandparents. You can think about that if you need to.
Well, I remember making pies. We made pies. I'm not good at making pies to this day, but we made pies, and that's hard, and I don't know, it just...
Why is making pies hard? I'm somewhat of a cook, but I'm not a baker. I wouldn't say that.
Well, I think just the crust is tricky. Yeah, and then, just getting the filling just right so it doesn't boil over, and just not having a chewy crust. I don't know. They're not something I'm ever very good at.
Sure, absolutely.
But I loved making them with my grandmas.
Okay, gotcha. Were your grandmas excellent cooks as well?
I guess. I think they were cooks out of necessity, but they must have enjoyed it. I don't know. They were from a different generation, so they had to cook.
Rather than wanting to cook necessarily.
But I think that they enjoyed it because they did that with us as grandkids.
That's an interesting point that you bring up. That in the past, people did enjoy cooking, but there wasn't a lot of the same options that we have today. Like you couldn't just go out and eat every day, or you couldn't just like
get your freezer
order,
meal.
Just your freezer meal and that kind of stuff. So cooking was more of a necessity than it was today, where it's a pleasure, joy. These are some of the words that come to my brain. So
yeah. Well,
very cool. So what do you do now? Melinda is a salesperson for the Bon Cook line, which is a line of
silicone, professional grade silicone bakeware.
Yes, which is, and she showed me some of this stuff, and it's very cool. It's all dishwasher safe, and you can do a lot of really cool things with it. And so, tell me a little bit about how you started doing that, and why it's so special to you.
Well, I've never been a big fan of direct sales, but I happened to stumble across this company last year, and I didn't know that much about silicone bakeware. I really had never heard of this company at all or anything about it, but some friends invited me to a cooking class, and I was shocked at how non-stick it was and the quality of the product, just how it came out. It just made making things that are a little trickier, simple and easy. And I was sold right away, so I had my own cooking class, and then I signed up with a company, and just have learned so much, and it's eased my burden in the kitchen, because I enjoy cooking a lot, but nobody likes to clean up, and nobody likes it when things don't work out. And
I feel like 90% of my life is dishes at my house. It's like Lydia cooks, and then I am like on dish duty.
Oh, yeah. So the last thing, in my home, I have 3 children, so we love muffins, and we make muffins all the time, but muffins were always that rusty, nasty pan sitting in the sink with stuff stuck to it, and you're soaking it. For
like 6 weeks, the 6-week soaking process, where you go and you chisel some off, and then you come back, and then you leave it again, you chisel some more off.
So
there's flies that you're like, ah.
Yeah, and if you're like, oh, sorry kids, I can't make any muffins, it's still in the sink. But no, anyway, we loved muffins, but it was just something that I hated cleaning the pan. Who likes that? And so when I saw the possibilities, I was really intrigued, and just that not only did I see it in myself, but I had, at my cooking class, I had friends and people who came, and people who hated cooking and would eat out as much as they could. And they came and they saw how easy and simple it was to just prepare, good, healthy, quick meals without a ton of mess to clean up. And it changed their way of cooking, and they're not eating out as much. They're cooking at home more. And so I think that was pretty cool to watch that.
Absolutely. Now, here's a little bit of a philosophical question for you. What is it, like cooking has for millennia, then food has sort of been for millennia the things that people kind of come around and, gets everybody together. When ancient kings would sign peace treaties, they would always hold a feast, What is it about cooking that is so good about bringing people together?
That is a great question. In fact, the company, one thing that drew me to them as well, besides just the really high quality bakeware and cookware, was that they really wanted to see families coming together again, cooking together, and eating together once again. Because you're right, food and meals and cooking even is a very integral part of our human nature. I don't know, it brings people together. We were joking earlier before this about the wedding and the food.
Yeah.
But anyway, it brings people together. But like I said, those fond memories I had as a child growing up cooking in my grandma's kitchens or in their own, their family's kitchen or, friends' kitchens or whatever, it brings people together. And I guess we all have to eat.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the sad part about, we do live in a society now where we have the option of eating out or having the freezer meal or doing the takeout or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're losing not only the quality of your food, but you're losing that integral part of connecting by cooking together, creating together, and just spending that time eating that meal that you prepared together. So I don't know why it's so important to us as humans, but it just really is. I mean, you can't get away from it.
No, unless you found some way to not eat, and
that usually doesn't end well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that just sounds lame. Like it doesn't sound fun at all. There's actually a group called the Breatharians who claim to be able to, live without food, and I'm like, why would you want to do that? There's so many wonderful things out there to eat.
Yeah, it's not just, it really isn't just about sustaining ourselves to live. There's more, there's an emotional aspect of food and cooking and eating, and
Absolutely. So that all being said, maybe somebody, who's watching this is like, I want to be able to have that with my family, with my kids, so how can people, maybe make a small step towards actually actualizing that in their life? It's a great sentence, actually actualizing that in their life. How can people take small steps towards cooking and bringing that connectivity and pleasure back into their life?
Yeah, that I think that is a question that so many people want to know, because we're all limited in time, and cooking does take time, to some degree. And I would just suggest starting small. I almost always buy like pre-cut bagged broccoli or cauliflower or the little baby carrots, or I always buy, if I can, the shredded cheese. Just so that's just one less thing you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Then also I like to buy packs of meat, and then you can either portion them out before or after you cook them, so that they're just easy to throw in to whatever meal you have. I think cooking classes, not everybody can, has the time to do them, but they can teach you really simple, basic things that, how to make a meal in 20 minutes. I mean, we all have 20 minutes, right? If you already have, when you go to the store, you find things that are convenient, like chicken breast, and then the cut up broccoli, and then maybe get some rice. You can, steam the broccoli, and you can bake the chicken with some marinade, and then do the rice, and that's a 20-minute meal right there.
Yeah.
It's not, it's going to taste way better.
better.
Probably be cheaper. And it only took you probably start to finish 30 minutes, which you can sit in the, I guess some drive-thrus are faster than that, but anyway, so that's a simple thing to do. Just look for things at the store that can save you time.
Sure.
And a lot of times they're not any more than it would be to buy,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
So, and then as far as baking, if you want to start out baking and you don't feel like you have a lot of confidence in that area.
'Cause that's me. That's like me. I'm like baking. Anything that requires yeast is like more terrifying than a dragon to me,
Yeah,
you know?
well, you can start out with a simple no-knead bread, which is basically salt, flour, water, and yeast. And that's it. You know, if you have a KitchenAid or something, you can beat it, and then you just let it set, and then you put it on your tray, and you're good to go. But like if you wanted to do a sweet treat, cookies are a good thing to start out with, because they're basically like you put your flour, salt, baking soda or baking powder in one bowl, and then in the next bowl you put your eggs, your butter, your sugar, and your vanilla, and then you mix them. And then if it's chocolate chips, you add your chocolate chips. If it's oatmeal, you add your oatmeal, you know, whatever it is. So that's a really simple thing to start with too. And I think people get intimidated. And also don't get recipes that are really complicated with tons of steps and tons of ingredients and weird ingredients you don't know.
It's got like, you know, turmeric and your like Buddha's eyelashes, some esoteric spice that you only get from hiking 600 miles up the Himalayas.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Just, you know, simple is good. Like I have a recipe that I love. It's just chicken. I put chicken in my crock pot and honey and soy sauce and balsamic vinegar and some Italian seasoning, and boom, you've got a meal. You know,
That's
like
awesome.
add some rice and veggies or whatever.
And it's a good meal. It's a
yeah,
tasty meal.
it's a tasty meal.
Cheap meal, and you have the experience of maybe doing it with somebody.
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, is there anything else you would like to add before we wrap up today's show?
I think that don't let food intimidate you. Find the joy in it, even if it's simple. It will not only enrich your life, but enrich those around you, your friends, your family, anything. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me, Melinda.
Yes.
And thank you, Grande Alive. This has been Coffee with Will and Melinda Hassenger. If you're interested in getting into cooking, I'm sure she can probably be reached on her website. And she can also she can also be reached via an email that you would be able to get that on her website. Probably as well, I'm guessing.
Yes.
So thank you, Grande Alive, for tuning in. This was Coffee with Will, brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Grande Ronde Hospital, Anything 2 Digital, EONI, and Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Please like and share the video and tune into LeGrandeAlive.tv for more local content. I'm Will Bowman.